Hi, Cancer. I hope that you're doing well. Before we get into this, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. When I was meditating on the energy, I was hearing, do you really think that's a good idea? There may be something that you're like thinking over and being like, do I actually want to do this? Do I not want to do this? Is this a good idea? Thinking about it, reevaluating something even. For some of you, you're even getting cold feet with something. This could have been something that you said yes to in a moment or committed to in a moment, and it's like then you went home and you were thinking about it and you were like, I don't know if I actually want to do that. Starting off with the Knight of Wands here, it could have definitely been like some sort of impulsive move that you made. I saw too in the pre-shuffle, it looks like you're working on focusing on your sense of fulfillment and doing things in alignment with that. Like, I'm seeing this be important too, so I'm seeing you make like various decisions and choices based on like, does my heart feel that? Is that something that maybe I'm being pressured into? Do I want to do that? Do I agree with that? Even if other people don't agree, maybe I'm going to go in a different direction. There's a sense of like wanting to pull in this sort of stability, especially within the heart space for you. Now let's see what's going on. You may even have a relationship that is stabilizing. Or maybe you even feel like if something is happening that feels ideal to you. You could have been doing something where like the nature of a relationship or a dynamic or a situation was one particular way, and now like something else is becoming involved in it. It's one of those moments where it's like, for example, maybe you kept meeting up with somebody and it's like you guys would go rock climbing or you would do this or you would do that, and you had certain activities, and then you guys would like paint, and I'm getting something about pottery. It's like you would do these specific things with this person, and maybe it was just like a fun type of relationship, and now it's developing into something where like you actually confide in this person and you feel like emotionally and intimately like you're building something, like something is going on there. So yeah, maybe it was more like activity oriented, and now because this stable connection is being built, it's kind of like developing or transitioning into a different type of relationship, or at least something else is coming into play here that was not there before. But it was something that would have to be developed. Like, it even seems like the evolution of something. I'm hearing fit the price. I'm also hearing the price is right. It's like maybe something turned into something else that you actually wanted. It's like maybe it started off in a different way and you didn't think it would go in a direction that you wanted, and then like magically it kind of turns into something else, or so it seems. It feels like it's because of the specific influence you had either on this situation or this person. I'm hearing Aries. Why do I get the feeling? Oh, the Emperor is on the bottom of the deck. That's so interesting. So, for some reason, I get the feeling like maybe you didn't want the relationship to develop in a particular way. Like you may actually feel disappointed by something, or like that's not what I wanted here. It's like you wanted to keep it one way and maybe you don't actually like the evolution of something. In some ways, I'm seeing that like you feel good about it, but then in other ways, there's something happening within the dynamic that you don't enjoy, that you don't particularly enjoy. Maybe you want to feel close in a different way with this person. Wow. I feel like this was a bit of a roller coaster. It's like I see it in a way you feel very much like you see eye to eye with this person, and maybe that's why something ends up being so disheartening or sad for you, because I am seeing also like something comes to an end, but it's because to be completely frank, it looks like this person is not offering, not serving what you want. And as much as you get along with them, because I'm seeing somebody that you get on with, there's a sense of like you want something else. So naturally this would have to come to an end in order for you to actually go into the direction. Because I'm seeing something where it's like, yes, on one hand you feel close with this person, or you feel like you get along with them, or you feel like you have this mutual understanding. But there's even something about the way that this person shows up that kind of turns you off a bit. And like they may even try to appeal to you, but it's like maybe you can't forget this like one element that they're bringing to the table. And I'm getting, again, it's like something that turns you off from the situation. This feels like something is not compatible with, like in some ways I'm seeing you guys be compatible, and then in other ways I'm seeing that like there's something going on that's not compatible here. You're looking for something different. And even though like at times this person may show up in that way, but it's like at other times there's still like this looming element that you can't maybe like get over. It's something that you're just like, no, I can't like maybe even see you like that. I get that you have fun with this person, but there may even be like a lack of depth in certain ways with them. This is about you calling out what you want here, because I think this person would keep coming around in the way that they do until you actually say something to them about what you want. Because it looks like you realize that in order for you to feel like fully in power and like you're being true to yourself here, there's a different direction that you want to be going in, and one where you're going to feel connected with it and feel like it's more in alignment than whatever's been going on here. That's not to say that you're not like sad about ending things, but I'm seeing it even be more so like misfortunate that you guys are not maybe compatible in a way that you guys were hoping. Something like that. Yeah. For some of you, it's because of a lack of commitment on this person's end. There's not enough consistency within the relationship. And you're disappointed because you want the consistency. It's something that, like, the potential is there, but it is constantly not reaching the potential. Like, I'm seeing the Barbie here, and it keeps, like, maybe getting close to it, but it's, like, happening so sporadically that, like, it can't build upon itself to kind of, like, create what you need it to create. I hope that's not confusing. It's, again, just about the lack of consistency. It's like, you know, when you're trying to build up your endurance to something, it's like you have to, like, consistently do a particular, like, exercise or practice or whatever it is so you can build up that, like, resistance and endurance and whatnot. And it's like this is happening so sporadically that it's like you have to start from zero, like, every single time. And maybe even every single time that you see this person. So it's like that familiarity or whatever it is that you're trying to build, it's like you're not really feeling that. It feels like letting go of something that was like a hope, or ideally it would be going like this, and understanding, like, what's actually going on here. For some of you, you even kind of knew this from the beginning, but maybe you were hoping that there was a chance of things becoming different. Very interesting, because that's not what I was getting initially, but maybe this is something that, like, you kind of came to the conclusion of as you were moving through this process, and maybe it was something that you couldn't know about until you were actually, like, in the midst of having this experience. But it's like, you have to prioritize yourself here, because it looks like this person is prioritizing themselves. I'm seeing you too be like, you already know what it is, you know how you feel, but you have to deliver that message to this person. I'm seeing it be one of those situations where you're like, how do I say this? Especially because there's definitely, like, at least some element of you having an emotional connection with this person. I'm seeing you want to be gentle with the delivery of this, but it does look like something's coming to an end. I think that's the hope anyway. Yeah. It's like trying to work things out with this person in the way that you have been. It's like y'all aren't going to be collaborating anymore, it looks like to me. This can be a work thing too. I mean, although this can absolutely, like, for some of you, I'm seeing a personal, interpersonal relationship. Like something sexual or romantic or, like, platonic, whatever it is. Like, I'm not seeing something businessy. But for others of you, this can actually be you trying to also work with somebody too. So it can be a business thing, where somebody's coming through in a passionate way, or, like, you felt like you had a lot of ideas with this person and then something is, like, fizzling out. I'm hearing it doesn't have a leg to stand on. It feels very much like this, like there's a lack of a foundation being built, and I don't see that happening anytime soon. And I'm seeing you recognize that you do want the foundation, and that's where the issue is here. So it's like you're not trying to have a new beginning with this person. I'm hearing go over the real, maybe, like, play something back. You may be kind of going off on your own after this situation happens. Like, you may be regrouping a little bit and reorienting yourself towards what you want. Because I'm seeing something where you're like, I have everything I need to be exploring this. And I think that you're recognizing you don't need this relationship or this person or this dynamic any longer. There's a lot of fire here. That's what I'm noticing. Yeah. I'm even getting a notion of you being like, don't follow me. I think, too, that there's a notion here of you understanding your value and understanding like how you expect somebody to prioritize you. And I also don't think that that was happening within this situation. It's like maybe you feel like this person kind of was playing with you a little bit, or it's like maybe they have so much going on that you felt like your feelings weren't, I'm hearing emphasized. Maybe they weren't prioritized. And maybe you even felt like you would enter into this space where you were giving more to it than this other person. But I'm seeing you like flip the script. I'm seeing you kind of transition into the Queen of Swords here and be like, I'm going to tell you what it is now. And maybe this was something that you had been kind of waiting on doing, because maybe you wanted to see how things were going to play out. But I'm seeing it's like, you're going to say what you need to say. Excuse me. You're going to say what you need to say. And I'm seeing you be like, yeah, this isn't for me, but I know what is. And I'm seeing again that notion of being like, don't follow me. It's like it's something even that you're telling this person about, like, where you're going, and that, like, now is the time even to separate from this person. I'm hearing hold up. I'm just looking at Venus. Yeah, but the reason that this has to end is because, like, you know this isn't for you, and you don't want to be hurt further. And right now, it could be in a space where it's like, you didn't, like, promise anybody anything, and they didn't promise you anything. And so, like, it's not like you're here pointing fingers. It's more so like, you know that what's happening is not working for you, and maybe you do feel a little bit hurt by what's going on. And even though you're not pointing fingers, you know it's not something that you want to continue doing. Because you're like, yeah, that doesn't feel good, so why would I continue doing this? So it's not about, like, whose fault it is or whatever. It's about you knowing it's, like, definitely not resonating with you. So you're like, nah, I'm good. There's definitely a desire for consistency within a relationship, absolutely. For some reason, you may feel stuck in a particular situation. Maybe because there's a sense of feeling committed to something or feeling even attached emotionally. There are, like, so many people showing up to the party now. I'm looking at the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles. I'm seeing you be like, you know what, I have to make this move for myself here. You may even feel like you're doing something that, like, you could in the beginning perceive this as being selfish, but it's more so like you prioritizing yourself. It's like, I need to think about me here. Because unless you're doing that, it seems like there's something that you've been caught up in that, like, you don't necessarily want to be participating in. this looks to me like if you still have some sort of dependency on someone, you may not be making a move that you actually want to move. However, if you are doing everything you need to for yourself, I'm seeing you're not going to have any issue like making a move that needs to be made. But there's something about wanting to check in on like how independent you actually are and how autonomous you actually are. Because there may be something that, like, you may be caught up in a situation with somebody because some sort of dependency on them. However, if you're doing all of this yourself, then you're not going to need to stay and compromise something that doesn't feel good to compromise any longer. Because I'm seeing it's like, you know, you want to get out of this situation, but there's like some reason why you're not. Whether this be like emotional dependency, financial dependency, sense of shared responsibility, whatever this is, it's like there's something where like your priority is not necessarily yourself. And as soon as that switch is made and you are doing things for yourself, I'm seeing it's like so much easier for you to make these moves that you actually want to be making. Yeah, this is about trusting yourself and trusting your intuition and knowing that these feelings are not coming from nowhere, they're coming from somewhere. It's like I'm seeing it be your higher self trying to guide you through a situation here, but it's like there are very particular steps that you need to take. This is not going to happen overnight. And so you have to go through the process of like checking in and listening to what's going on and actually following through with what it is that you're hearing, because it's going to lead you to where you actually want to be going. But I'm seeing it be like you kind of wanting to shut down your intuition at times and not listen to what it's telling you, because it may be telling you to make some difficult choices. Yeah, the cards are just reflecting. There's something about going through a transition, a transitionary phase, but as I said before, it is not something that would happen overnight. It's about like listening to the messages that your guides are giving you and listening to your intuition and taking the time that you need to like invest in these things and make the choices and continue checking in periodically, consecutively, to come out on the other side of this. It's like you're kind of in the phase of wrapping up the cocoon right now, and it's going to take some time for you to emerge as a butterfly through this particular situation, but it's absolutely something that's going to happen. It's just necessary for you right now to actually like hear what your higher self is telling you. Yeah. Yes. It's like the high priestess is making offers to you is what I'm seeing, and it's like trying to get you into alignment where you're going to feel like things are the way that you want them to feel, because there's something like dragging on about like not feeling good about the spot that you're in. And it's because of not listening to your intuition, and that's why you're being guided to do it, because it's like you don't have to feel like that. There just may be some difficult decisions that you need to make, but it's absolutely going to pay off for you. You also may be working on setting boundaries when it comes to like your emotional space. Getting strong Cancer energy here with the Queen of Cups. This is like that part of you that wants to be like very nurturing and motherly towards people. It's like, it may be something at times that, like, you may just identify as being like a very empathetic person, but it's like at times it may be something that you need to, I'm hearing recoil. It's like some sort of protection that you need for yourself, because it's like you can still feel those things, but it may be something that's actually like you need some sort of boundary, emotional boundaries, so you're not like giving it all away. Yeah, it feels like unifying this part of you that takes care of yourself, takes care of your responsibilities, knows when to put yourself first, and also listens to their intuition. And I'm seeing like something that you are very clear, you very clearly are aware that you need to like move away from or move on from or get out of. There's some sort of like very clear separation that needs to be made, but it's something that's going to take time to do. Some of you are held back from transitioning because of somebody in your life that wants to keep you in the same spot. And this is something that you may be more aware of. So this is either like somebody that wants to keep you in a particular role that doesn't allow you to like develop and change, or this is an aspect of yourself that wants to keep you stagnant. But for those of you that this is somebody outside of you, I'm seeing like you have an emotional connection with this person, and so you may be like prioritizing their own like feelings and desires over your own, and it's something that's like inhibiting you from actually expanding and changing, is what I'm getting. It's like, and maybe somebody likes keeping you in a certain spot because you serve them well in some type of way. So this is about you recognizing that, because it's like you're not here to just be pleasing somebody else. This is about like what you're doing for yourself here, and you wanting to empower yourself. And like I'm seeing somebody that may not particularly want you to feel empowered, because then you're not going to need them. I'm looking at the moon in Scorpio here. Yeah, I'm getting like weird vibes from this person. Like this is somebody that may believe in like these traditional roles where like they get to be very controlling over you and what you're doing and stuff. I'm seeing like something that like I don't think it's resonating with you any longer. It may have at a certain point when you were looking for like direction from somebody, but now that you're coming into your own, it's like this is not going to continue to fly. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.